Hey guys, this is Master Endless here, and today we're going to talk about how strong Battler is. But before we get into the video, I want to first talk about why the underside of the game board is outerversal, because in my Cosmology Explained video, I don't think I really explained that well. So now I'm going to explain, how powerful the underside of the game board is and why it's actually outer. I felt my justification for it was pretty bad, so yeah. Right here, it's stated that the underside of the game board connects to every place and every time. There's a statement by Ryukishi which says that the many worlds theory is canon to Higurashi, which is canon to Umineko, as confirmed by the statement. And the game board is stated to be an uncertain wave function, right here. And we know from the many worlds theory that the wave function exists in infinite dimensional Hilbert space. That the wave function basically exists in infinite dimensional Hilbert space. Sorry for the stuttering. And we know that the underside of the game board is stated to not exist in any place or any time, which means it doesn't exist within, any dimension either, making it outerversal. Okay, now we can actually get into the video. First, I'm going to talk about Peace Battler. We've seen Peace Battler be able to use the blue truth and the red truth. And we know Peace Battler can use Endless 9. And we know Endless 9 isn't actually just a barrier, isn't actually just a normal barrier, it's a conceptual barrier. Because we've seen a theory goat be able to tank the red key without leaving a single mark on its body, as it states here. And we know that Endless 9 can also amp you in order to, it can basically amplify your power to such a degree that even a theory goat could threaten to crush every bone in Will's body. The same Will who scales above Burncastle's cats, which I'll get into later. The point is, he scales way above the theory goats. And a theory goat shouldn't be able to do that. That proves that Endless 9 is amping him. And we know that Battler is able to manifest in a higher plane of reality, as we've seen in the background right here. And we know Battler is able to fight in frozen time. He's so fast he can fight in frozen time. So, yeah. Okay. There isn't really too many feats for Peace Battler, so I guess that'll be the end of my explanation for that right now. I guess I can go on to Meta World Battler. Meta World Battler, the first time we see him, he's able to recognize and perceive the reader, which is fourth wall awareness. So, yep. And then we know Battler can use the red truth. The red truth is stated to be similar to the red key, as I said in my previous video. And the red key is stated to be a conceptual weapon that negates the concept of defense, evasion, and buying time. And we know Battler has access to the golden longsword, which is basically an even stronger version of the red key. And he can also use the blue truth as well. And he can also summon beings from the game board to the meta world, as we see with Ava Beatrice in episode 3. Whenever Battler becomes a territory lord, we know he can casually manipulate the narrative of both the game board and his own territory. Right here, as you see here. And we know Battler even threatened to kick out Burncastle, who's, normally massively stronger than him. But because he's the game master, he could actually have the hacks to possibly kick her out of his territory if he wanted to. And we know whenever he first became the territory, it's stated by the Chiesta sisters, that basically they couldn't target him without permission. And also we know Battler can create concepts just by thinking, like he created the concept of gravity. We know that Battler exists beyond concepts such as death. We know Battler can casually come back from the dead, like easily by regenerating, by continuing to think, and casually come back. We know Battler can manifest in the Golden Land. And we know he can fight both Erica and Delanor at the same time. The same Delanor that is so powerful that just with a shockwave of her golden long of her red key that it was able to send Erica flying. And Erica herself scales above Beatrice because she was able to kill Beatrice at the end of episode 8. Or near the end of it. We know Battler scales is stated to exist in a higher plane than all others, which means he exists in a higher plane than his own territory, as it states right here. We know that Battler can manifest in the City of Books, which is actually stated to exist outside of the world of witches right here. This is for Feathering Study, but we know Feathering Study exists within the City of Books, and it's stated to exist outside of the world of witches. We know Battler, whenever he's in the City of Books, is stated to be so powerful, as the Game Master anyways, that he's able to punch Burncastle without her wanting him to hit him, as it says here. We know that with that single punch, it's stated that she remembered the concept of pain that she had forgotten for hundreds of years, and with a kick, Battler was able to make her vomit. We know that Battler can also casually survive attacks from the Overlord cats, who Burncastle thinks are stronger than herself, because she's bragging about them right here, which means that she must think that they're more powerful than herself in order to think that they could defeat Battler. So, yeah. As it says right here, that Battler took no damage, right here, and then right here. And then we know that Battler's Endless 9 in the City of Books is stated to be so powerful that no one could interfere with his tail, not even the Overlord cats. Though Feathering may be an exception, we don't know if she's referring to herself or not. We just know she's talking about every other person besides maybe herself. Now onto the cat scale, onto Burncastle's cats. Burncastle's cats are stated to be so powerful that a single cat is stated to be stronger than Angie and Battler combined. Though to be fair, it may not be stronger than Battler though, because I have a theory that potentially Battler just didn't know his own power, or Lambda Delta just didn't know of Battler's power. So it's possible that whenever Lambda Delta mentions that a single cat is stronger than Battler, she's actually just doesn't know how strong Battler is, and she's just talking about Angie here, really, because she doesn't actually know how powerful Battler is. That's my theory about that anyways. Either that, or it's because he's that strong because he's the Game Master, as Feathering implies in the story. Anyways, we know that she stated that a single cat is stronger than, at the very least, Angie. And we know that in the City of Books, there are so many cats, there's stated to be as many cats, as many eyes, as there are stars in the sky. That may be a hyperbole statement, but there's at least like thousands of them downplaying. Even if that is a hyperbole statement, there's still like thousands of them. We know they merged together into one giant Leviathan in order to attack Evatrice. And we know they also did the same thing whenever they're fighting Lambda Delta. And we know Lambda Delta can casually one-shot them, while not even, can casually destroy them without even trying, as it states right here. We know Battler, for his durability, can survive the red key and still regenerate from it. We know Battler is so fast he's beyond the very concept of distance, which is immeasurable to irrelevant, depending on how you interpret the meta world. I think it's irrelevant. And finally, Battler's greatest speed feat is whenever he's fighting Burncastle in a battle so fast, let's say Burncastle's speed was like teleportation in the City of Books, which is very impressive. And I guess that's the end of the video. Anyways, I won't be talking about any of Beatrice's hacks, because I've already talked about it in the previous video. So, yeah, that's the end of the video. Bye, guys.